I've decided to make an old-fashioned meatloaf and use an old-fashioned recipe, but I'm going to make some modifications. You can see my cookbook there in the background. Look at the pages, they're all tattered up. I got that cookbook back there. I'm positive I was like 12 years old. Anyway, I'm making an old-fashioned meatloaf for my family, and this time I'm going to make some modifications. That's what I always do. But I'm not going to use turkey. I'm going to let them have the beef. In fact, this beef is from a steer that my dad got at a junior livestock show. So it's good meat. It's good red meat, packed with muscle, packed with protein. And the modification I'm going to make, for those of you that do a lot of cooking the old-fashioned way, like back in the day, milk was used in a lot of things, but I'm going to substitute organic applesauce instead of the milk, so no dairy. I threw in an extra egg. It called for 2 eggs, and I put in 3. I've got chickens out back, so I always have lots of eggs, and plus it's just more protein for my kids. I've got athletes in the family, and my husband, you know, he needs an extra protein punch now and then too. A little secret of mine, I love to cook with ginger, and I put a teaspoon of ginger in. You can see everything in there. I've got my ginger, my beef, you know, diced up Walla Walla sweet onions. Here we go too. You've always got to have that feisty taste of horseradish sauce, and I use this a lot. It's a Pike's Place Market blend. It's just wonderful. It adds a lot of great flavor. And generally, if you eat at my house, you know I don't have bread around, but you know, these meatloaf recipes call for bread. So in the freezer I found some frozen rye bread, and I, you know, put it in the Cuisinart here and got it all crumbly, and this is the leftover. I'll probably just, you know, toss that away, but I put a handful of breadcrumbs in there so the texture will be there in the meatloaf. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll wash my hands and I'll knead all this up, and I'll bake it in a meatloaf pan, and it'll be done in about an hour, and let it cool so it you know, stays. If you cut it when it's hot, sometimes it falls apart. And my family likes to make sandwiches with meatloaf when they can. So this is just going to be wonderful. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. Check that out. That is ginger. You know, I always use ginger, and I grate it up. I couldn't grade this one up because it went to seed. I'm going to plant that and see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue using, just smell that, minced ginger from the co-op. I'm sure you have it in your town. Oh, and I should say, did you notice the suntan? Okay, I'm not trying to be funny. That's my radiated side. Okay? I'm about halfway through radiation, and then here's, oh, that's my port. But that's what it looks like, folks, radiated skin. And it goes around on my back. You can't really see it, but it goes under my arm. But evidently, you know, after a while, I don't know if it's a year, 6 months, 2 years, but it'll fade back to my normal skin color. So I'm just glad it's not my face. It goes up on my neck a little bit, but so far so good. So why don't you make yourself a old-fashioned meatloaf? Instead of putting milk in, just add about a cup of applesauce, the kind without sugar. Enjoy.